Hey guys, how you doing today? This is Repairman for Life. Hey guys, if you could hit that like and subscribe so we can get this channel growing here for the future. Today's video, we got a time lapse. We went and started on a homestead cabin build, and what we're going to do is we're laying out for a 12 by 16 foot room that we're going to add on the back of this. The white building that's there now, that is a 10 foot, I believe, by 16 foot. So what we're going to do is we're going to dig 6 holes to where we can pour some concrete piers, and we're going to end up putting 6 by 6 posts on it, kind of standing up, mounted to the concrete piers. We got some um, plates made for mounting concrete and treated posts. So we're going to mount that, and we're going to build a subfloor for this 12 by 16, and we're going to put 3/4 plywood on that as our base. And we're going to end up framing this thing up. We got a it's going to be some customized stuff on this homestead thing. We got to put a wood stove in it. I don't know exactly where that's going to go. I think it wants a sink in it. But the back side of that white building there, what we're digging at, the backside of that whole backside is going to end up coming off and have to be opened up. So we're gonna end up pulling those shingles off. Pretty much it. I told the homeowner guy that probably I could only use about half of that building. He's wanting me to try to use most of that building I could, but I told him with the idea that I had how he wanted to build it, that he was probably gonna get about 50% of that building that we could use. So he said just do the best we could. But what I thought we would do first, because of that building is kind of just setting up on some cinder blocks. They stuck it there temporarily, dragged it up there and set it up there on some cinder blocks. And what we're going to do, I think, is build this pad first and go ahead and frame the walls up. And I don't know if we'll get into framing of the roof yet on it, but definitely want to get the walls up, I think, on it. We're going to end up putting this like T111 siding or whatever, probably about 5/8 of an inch thick on the side of it. He wants to match it up with what's on there now, I believe, and paint it. But we got to end up building like I'm thinking a door on the back side of it, or this side of it here where you're looking at onto the new part. I think he wants some kind of area there to keep a power washer in or something, where it's separate, where he can it'd be easy access to get to it. But what we're doing is digging these holes, and we're going to pour 80-pound bags of concrete in it. Normally it takes a minimum of about 3 bags per hole. We try to dig our holes on average at least 18 inches wide. These end up working out more than that. Some of these were probably 22, 24 inches wide by 16, 18 inches. Some of this dirt was really hard in it, but we end up pouring 3 to 4 bags, more like 4 in most of the holes. So you're looking at around 320 pounds of bag concrete in each hole, which is more than enough. And we dug the holes down to at least 12 inches for our frost line, to keep any water from freezing underneath the footing and pushing it up. In our area is 12 inches. But what we're gonna do is get some video of framing this thing up. We today, this video, this is more or less a discussion of kind of what our plans are, and us doing a time lapse of the footings being dug and everything. But what we think we're going to do, we're going to build this pad first. I'm probably going to End up, I'm sure we're going to insulate this building and everything. It's going to be insulating the floor and everything. I've got to leave it jacked up enough to where we can crawl underneath the new port, which I may end up leaving, cutting the 6x6s somewhere around, 24 to 32 inches to be able to give me some room to be able to crawl back under there to insulate, the addition port. And then what we're going to have to do is once we get this addition port kind of framed up and the walls probably framed up, we're going to end up probably jacking up this white building here, pull that back side off of it. We'll have to do that, I'm sure, to figure out what the floor level is, because he wants to kind of have these floor levels the same. But we're going to have to get this base down first so we can figure out what that floor level is when we pull that back side of that building off. And then I think we're going to have to somehow, I don't know how those buildings usually are built. I don't think they really are that strong, 2x4s or 2x6 on their floor system. I see they got the 4x4s or 4x6 sleds underneath them. But we're going to be framing with 2x8s since we're only spanning 12 foot. We're going to be just using 2x8s, and I'm not going to put treated in it. I'm going to stay above the 18 inches. If we stay above 18 inches to the bottom of the joist, then we don't have to use treated. So we're going to raise it up enough to where we can not have to use the treated wood and everything. The treated wood is okay with the floor system sometimes, but I do notice that a lot of times, treated, especially on decks, it wants to twist and curl and everything else. So plus it's a whole lot heavier. And what we're going to do is just use a regular yellow pine 2x8s, and it'll span 12 foot no problem. And like I said, we're going to have 6 piers in. We're going to span from one pier, to the other, be 12 foot, and then the 16 foot wide, we've got, load bearing that's going to be on the 8 foot span. So we got a pier there in the middle. Hey guys, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe real quick. It don't cost you nothing, it's free. And drop me a comment if it's some kind of project that you're interested in seeing. I could keep for a project maybe in the future there coming up. Thanks, and talk to you soon.